Welcome back. I just returned from an in person conference and it was incredibly powerful and inspiring and uplifting. It reminded me why I love in person events. I'd love to run them and to attend them. And I've been to multiple of these in person events run by the same person. And when I'm in the room, it feels like home. And it really got me thinking about the power of community and being surrounded by individuals who are going through what you're going through, or they have been through what you've been through, or they're maybe not as far along in the journey. It really aids healing. And of course, healing is deeply personal. I know I don't have to tell you that, but it doesn't mean that it has to be lonely. And I know I don't have to tell you that connection is a basic human need. And at the same time, when people feel ashamed, that can result in them wanting to not be seen, to not be in community, to recoil, to hide in a sense. Have you felt that? I know I have. And sometimes people say, "Oh, I could never share my struggles with others." I get that. And it makes sense that it feels too vulnerable. But here's what I want you to know. Everything you want is on the opposite side of what you're avoiding. Everything you want. You want to heal. You want to feel better. You want to feel happy. You want to feel confident. If you feel afraid of what people will say about you when you share your struggles, that will always have power over you and control over you until you eliminate the fear. And to eliminate the fear is to face the fear and see when I do the thing I was scared to do, I survived. I handled it. It actually went better than I expected. So often our minds blow things out of proportion. I mean, a very high percentage of the time. And then when we actually do the thing, it's not so bad, anyways. Imagine for a moment that you feel super overwhelmed or maybe embarrassed about something that you said or did. And you tell someone else, and then they share that they felt the exact same way. And maybe what you say back to them, or maybe what you think next is, oh my gosh, I thought I was the only one. You wouldn't believe how many times I've heard that in my own community and in communities that I'm a part of. And then imagine that 5 or 10 more people chime in with the same validation. Do you think that you will feel more or less of the emotion? Meaning, do you think you will feel more overwhelmed when people say, I get you, I've been there, I am you? Or do you think you're going to feel less of it? Less. And did anything change? No. You just have a greater understanding for how common it is and how you're not alone in this struggle and you're not the only one suffering from this thing, that other people get it. And connecting with others in this way and feeling validated can also reduce any shame that's present. And of course, just feeling alone in those struggles. And I found that being in a like minded community can also feel really motivating and inspiring. It can provide a sense of hope. And for me, has given me insights on areas where I felt stuck, but I would have never thought to ask about it. And I've heard that from women inside of Brave Academy and women who come to my in person retreats. I never would have thought to ask that, but that was really helpful for me too. In fact, when I was speaking with somebody at a conference, she said in the past that she always wanted to work with someone one on one, with a coach one on one or a therapist one on one. And I also had that desire until I was in a group container, until I was in a community. And then I realized that I learned so much more and I had so much more growth personally and in my business when I was in the group versus one on one. And I I wonder, is shortening the amount of time it takes to heal what you want? You don't want to spend hours and hours and months and years healing. You'd rather shorten that, right? You know what else happens in a group? Celebrations. Even when I think about small progress, but just celebrating other people's wins, no matter how big or small, there's something really special about connecting with someone who truly understands your journey because they've been there and they get it. And then being cheered on by them can just feel motivating. Okay, I can keep going. They used to be here too. And what if the very thing that's going to be the catalyst for your growth is allowing yourself to heal in the group container so that you never feel scared of sharing what's happening for you because you know that they get it too. I encourage you just take one step in this area this weekend. Even if you're thinking, no, Steph, like I don't know anybody, take one step. Join a community, reach out to a friend, share what you're going through with somebody that you trust. You do not have to do this alone. You don't have to do it alone. And if you resonate with this podcast and what I've shared, and you want to know about more about my community, just send me the DM with the word academy. You can do that on Instagram. The link to my Instagram is in the show notes. Go ahead and click that and send it, and we can chat and see if it's a good fit for you. All right. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. This is going to be the last episode of 2024, and the next one will air on January 7th, 2025. All right. That's it. I'll see you next year.